All right, to watch this video for Friday, April 12th. The SPYs in this very, very tight range, another narrow range day. Great job in the chat, weeding out some really nice setups. If you weren't there today, I'll give you this one highlight that I actually took a screenshot of, and this is FTFT, because I like to explain to people the reasons for calls, right? So this is a perfect example, 2-minute candles. There's the open. You know, there's people out there that teach you to buy at the open, which is a total coin flip. So imagine jumping in right at the open, or as it's starting to climb, you jump in, and boom, within 1 minute, you got your ass handed to you, your day's ruined. We always say wait for proper setup. So FTFT, low float stock that was ripping in pre-market. So when it takes off, we just wait, right? Wait for a setup. So then it comes up here, puts in a lower high right below the red to green. Then it puts in another lower high right at 235. Pulls back again. I'm on the mic. I say I like it. And there was a seller at 235. Very clean, sizable seller. So I'm on the mic. Say I like it if it takes out this 235 seller because we have a couple catalysts above. This other lower high, which is slightly higher than 235, right? Then red to green is just above that. Then the high of day is just above that. Stacked catalyst. You hear me say it all the time. Breaks 235. And within 2 minutes, you're just selling as it's knocking down these dominoes, and in 2 minutes, really, really nice trade. But it's just a perfect example of you have to, or you should have, 2 or 3 reasons why you take any trade. And I don't want to forget about Wayne, even though that closed extremely ugly. Let's go to 2-minute candles on GLG. If you weren't in chat again, it just ripped out of the gate. There's no setup there. I'm not going to guess. Comes in and puts in a lower high right at 350. Big seller on the tape at 350. Comes back down. 350 again. Comes back down. And when it looked like this, I said, hey, Wayne, I still like this over 350. It was his idea, right? Because then it might just rip right back through the high of day if it takes that seller out. Plus, it's a half number inflection point, right? Whole numbers, half numbers. So anyway, I said, Wayne, I still like this over 350. And you know what he said? He said, that's the only thing I'm watching. And then it starts to move higher. And I said, Wayne, I still like this over 350. And he answers over the mic, it's the only thing I'm watching. And then the funny thing is, and I'm giving Wayne credit for this, the funny thing is, right about here, and this is for those of you that weren't in chat, right about here, and I agreed with Wayne, loved it over 350. So right about here, I go look at NBEV or some other chart, right? And over my speakers, as I'm looking away for a second, I'm looking at NBEV, I hear Wayne go, there it goes, or yes, or there it is, right? I hear him celebrating. And I look back, and it did this. So that's a perfect example of why it was the only thing he was watching. Just a great, great trade by him. I did not get this. Totally agreed with him. Looked away at the wrong second. Anyway, that's another great example. Strong stock in the morning, puts in a lower high right at a half number, and shorts just couldn't knock it down. And man, when this got through 350, by the way, just immediately almost to 4. In a 4, 6, 8 minutes, it went to 4. That's a great trade. Plenty of volume there. And then they announced an offering somewhere in here and just had the ugliest close ever. But as a day trader, you get long here, you sell into the volume, and that's a great trade, right? All right. Anyway, enough recaps. What am I watching for tomorrow? NBEV still goes on watch. No trades in it today. Really nice pop here. Now we're 3 days lower, declining volume, looking for preferably an afternoon breakout out of a tight range, but who knows? Well, there's other possible setups that we teach too, but that's my favorite setup to watch for NBEV. VTL, again, if you weren't in chat, I like this setup. Had this big 2-day pop, pulled back. If you didn't watch my video last night, I had this on watch coming into today. I actually called this long right here at 69 or 70 cents. Either one, and it moved up to 77. So it's a 10% move. I don't know, in about 15 or 20 minutes. You know what? It held up well enough that it goes back on watch. You had this 2-day pop, flagging, starting to curl back up. Certainly over the recent high of 92 would be a catalyst, and then we might just rip through a buck. So VTL back on watch again. Nice trade in it today. FTFT, usually when you have a gap up that closes red like this on massive volume, I'm not that interested. But when you go to intraday, and we already talked about the one call that I made, but when you go to intraday, it broke below $1.80 a few times. And even here in the afternoon, I kind of would have expected this to just tank, and ended up kind of popping near the close, and then after hours, I think it went up, I don't know, to 225 or something. So even though it closed below its opens, a red candle, basically shorts won the day. Even though I had a nice long trade in it, I still want to watch it. It's holding up pretty well, all right? PLAG had this big pop back here, secondary pop, kind of a lower high that went to 533 here, and then looked like it was done, and then a little bit of extra volume and kind of tried to break through 5 again today. I don't love this because it's such a low volume stock, but yeah, I'm going to watch it tomorrow. PHAS. I almost put this on Bounce Watch coming into today, and I didn't. I'm kind of frustrated. But anyway, you had this huge gap up after a huge move already. 2 days lower than today, gaps down, and then has a pretty strong day. That's a thin stock. I want you to be really careful if you think you see an A+ setup in it, but I am going to have it on watch. ALT, I've been watching this one lately, and today it kind of tried to break out of this tight range. I didn't take any trades in it today, but I think it's worth watching tomorrow. YRIV. I like this one, big 2-day pop here, and really kind of flagging nicely, and even a little bit trying to curl up there. So that one's interesting. AYTU popped back here to 253. Then it put in a lower high right at the hole number 2, and then today pops up again right to 2 or 199. So I really like this one through 2 tomorrow if it happens. And ALQA, the only reason, let me pan out a little bit so you can see the chart. The only reason this one is on watch is because in after hours it's closed out at 320. So you've got kind of a big pop back here, then a nice secondary pop here, and you can kind of picture a flag and up, you know, I guess I could draw a quick trend line. I don't draw too many lines. Let's see. I'll go second just so you can kind of see. So there's kind of that little wedge pattern, whatever you want to call it. I didn't draw that very well. Anyway, you get the point. It's set to open probably above this trend line, right? If it opens, let's see, this lower high right here was 324, and again, it went out at 320 and after hours. So, you know, if it opens above this trend line, certainly interesting for a possible morning gap play if it gives one of the setups we teach. And that's it. There's plenty to watch, and we'll find some gappers hopefully in the pre-market as well. I'll get rid of those lines there. And let's keep up the great teamwork, man. Chat's been fantastic in a very slow, boring market. We've been finding some good ones. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see y'all in chat tomorrow.